Barrett Kohler Publishers presents Subtle Acts of Exclusion: How to Understand, Identify, and Stop Microaggressions, 2nd edition. Written by Tiffany, Jana, and Michael Baran. Narrated by Janina Edwards. I dedicate this audiobook to my incomparable daughter, Saba, Tiffany, Jana, for my love, Jill, and our inspiring children, Rio, Solomon, Raphael, and Carmelo. Michael Baran. Introduction. Changing Minds and Behavior. This is an audiobook about the subtle, confusing, insidious things that people say and do that end up excluding people with marginalized identities. This happens even though, for the most part, people are not intending to exclude others at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They may be trying to compliment someone, or learn more about a person, or be funny, or build closeness. For decades now, people have called these slights microaggressions. But in this audiobook, we will use the term subtle acts of exclusion, SAE, as a way to better describe and communicate this phenomenon. If we are going to create spaces that are more inclusive, respectful, and collaborative, we must understand and address these interactions. Most people believe they are well-intentioned, good people who don't go around causing harm. When we do inadvertently cause harm, we are often confused or surprised at other people's responses. We may deem them overly sensitive and rely on our good intentions as cover for the impact of our actions. Unfortunately, our mindset and our behaviors are not always aligned. The authors of this audiobook believe that to truly address subtle acts of exclusion, we need to collectively shift both our mindset and our behaviors. This is the case because we tend to judge ourselves and others differently. We think to ourselves, I had good intentions, or I'm not prejudiced, while at the same time believing that others might be uncaring, selfish, or even intentionally mean when they violate our boundaries. We may wonder why our offenders didn't realize that they were putting us down. In this way, we may set the relational bar low for ourselves and high for others. My good intentions are enough, we think to ourselves, as we minimize our offenses against others. But when someone offends us, their good intentions are an insufficient excuse for their behavior. As co-authors, we believe that the bar should be equalized. We cannot accept simple excuses for ourselves and impose more substantial expectations on others. We need to set a higher bar for ourselves as well. The offenses described in this audiobook are real, though the names and details have been changed. We write this to help both the offender and the offended. We all need support so we can move forward in kindness. We write this audiobook with the belief that a better way of relating across differences is really possible. In fact, we both have dedicated our adult lives and professions to that precise end. We, and countless others, long for a world where cross-cultural competency is the norm, where differences are celebrated and respected, and people are seen and acknowledged for the unique and individual essence they embody. We find ourselves quite far from that place now. But we offer this collection of experiences, perspectives, and tools so that you might help co-create a new reality in which everyone is empowered to express who they are without the fear of being put down or left out. This vision of a new, inclusive reality begins with a shift in the mind and ends with the embrace of new behaviors. This is the 2nd edition of this audiobook. The 1st edition was published March 10th, 2020. It was right around this time that some dramatic events happened, with the start of the COVID-19 pandemic and, soon after, the summer of racial reckoning. In this 2nd edition, we have updated language and examples and refined concepts. Many of these updates are part of the constant evolution and growth in the way that people understand diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, issues, and some of them are based on the more dramatic societal and global changes experienced. We have also learned a great deal in delivering keynotes, workshops, and strategy consulting around SAE during the years since the first publication. We have incorporated those insights, especially in Chapter 4, providing more guidance and examples for how you can embed SAE
Sample complete. Ready to continue?